Hey everybody, so another trip back to Bishop, but I promise you it's going to be a little bit different than some of my other past videos, because I've never actually fished a lot of these waters before, and it was new to me as well. I'm going to skip the drive up since you've seen the drive to Bishop a million times, but there was a pretty friendly deer by the house we were staying at. Anyways, there was still some daylight on the first day, so decided to go up to Bishop Creek. I think I've probably fished here before in one of my other videos, but each time I fish it, it's a little bit different. This year, there's more water, I think, than the last one, and I'm also using my 10-car rod. So this spot was actually pretty busy. I saw a ton of people here, and I'm guessing it probably gets hit pretty hard because it's right next to a campground. But there were some fish stacked up in that one little run. I tried fishing them, got a little action, but right when I was changing flies, the weather just moved in. And this is going to be a reoccurring pattern this trip. Each day, the weather would just roll in and pretty much look like this. So like the title said, decided to go up the Bishop Pass Trail, and I know what you're thinking, I've been up here before, but I'll save you guys the hike up. I'll give you guys the views, but it's pretty much the same hike up to Long Lake, but this time I decided to go up to a new lake, which I've never been to before. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, but you'll see the sign in the next clip. It's a pretty short hike up from Long Lake, but it's straight up. So just be warned, if you go up there, you're going to go uphill.
I'll try to. We'll come out here.
So this one was a pretty interesting fish. You can see I'm stripping in, and right around, yeah, here you'll see that I actually felt some resistance, and I look down, there's a really skinny long fish going after my fly, and it didn't really leave after I lost it, so I decided to just toss my fly back out there. And it must have been super hungry because it went straight for my dry again. It was a dry dropper setup. And I don't know if you can tell here, but it had one of those really big heads with a really skinny long body, so I think this lake might be a little oversaturated with brookies. Ended up catching quite a few more, and my buddy DT1 radioed in saying that he saw quite a few fish up at Saddle Rock Lake, which is pretty much halfway up Bishop Pass. So we decided to go back down and go back up basically to check out that lake. I actually thought this lake was Saddle Rock, and you'll see it in a map in the next clip that it's actually not. It's like Timberline Turn or something like that, but I fished it, I saw fish, and I caught quite a few fish here. Did the streamer first, and then eventually switched over to Tenkara because there was a lot of risers pretty close to shore. So by the time I got up to actual Saddle Rock, I really didn't have a chance to fish because, as you can see, the weather was starting to move in. And it actually poured pretty hard right after this clip. Didn't last very long, but it was enough to get us going back down. And around here, I think we started getting some thunder, so it was a good idea. Because by the time we got to the parking lot, there was actually lightning. So I ended up fishing these really big fish that just hung on the rocks. Probably spent more time than I should have. They didn't budge, they didn't move, they didn't spook. And talking to some people afterwards, they were probably suckers, so they probably weren't catchable. At least not that I know of. I ended up kicking partially up the lake and found this rock, which I saw a fish jump and it looked really fishy. So that led to my first fish.
Yeah, a little woolly bugger. This one's what?
So I didn't really get much action other than that first fish, and after a few hours I decided to switch to a more aggressive sink tip. And that ended up being a good idea because I think they were just hanging out lower, and pretty soon afterwards I got my first hookup. So another one of my brilliant ideas was to kick across the lake. Not sure why I did it, and it took forever. You can see how far I had to kick across. By the time I got across, it actually started to look like it was going to rain soon, so I decided to work my way back, fish it, and kick. And I did actually get another fish. The problem is, it was taking me forever to kick back as well. I think it took me overall about 2 hours to get back. And it was just in time because you're going to see that the weather got pretty gnarly when I got back. So my reward for getting back was basically not dying and a really, really good burger and taters from the Sabrina cafe. Highly recommend stopping there to get one if you're up in the area. Anyways, if you guys want to see more videos from places I've been to, just let me know in the comments because I may or may not post another Cottonwood video. But thanks for watching and see you guys next time.